Well, I just finished up day 2 of the Pro Tour, and it did not go well. I finished 4-4 today, which is pretty disappointing. I drafted a really good deck to start the day, and my draws were pretty terrible. My deck was almost mono black. I had 4 white spells, and I was playing 11 swamps and 6 plains, which it's possible I should have been playing 12 and 5, but whatever. My first match, I just mana flooded horribly 2 games in a row and lost. One of which, my opponent was at 4 life, and I had 2 guys in play and drew 6 straight land, and then drew Glimpse of the Sun God, which would have killed him if I hadn't just had to chump block with my Tormented Hero. But yeah, I won my next match, and then my match after that, I lost to Jeremy Desani. He blew me out with a super good Triton Tactics in the first game. Then in the second game, I mulliganed and kept a hand with 3 plains, my Scholar of Athreos, a Erebos' Emissary, and a Boon of Erebos, and drew double black spell, plains, before the end of the game. So it was almost comical how bad my draws were, but it happens. It's just been happening to me a lot lately, it seems. I went, I guess after that I went 3-2 in the constructed portion. I lost to a mono red deck. I lost to a red-white deck. And I beat a Reanimator deck, another mono red deck, and a mono black deck. I think our constructed deck was pretty good, not great. Raptor made top 8, which is awesome. Also really cool to see Chapin and Reed and Jamie Park in the top 8. They're all great guys, and they really deserve great finish. So overall, the tournament from sort of an objective point of view, I think was it was good. There's a bunch of the good guys doing well, which is always nice to see. I ended up finishing in 115th place because apparently my tiebreakers were terrible. About 20 or so people with my record made top 100, and I was not one of them, which makes this like the, I don't even know, dozenth tournament or whatever this year that I have just missed getting any extra points on tiebreakers after playing every round. It's gotten to the point that it's pretty frustrating, and I was venting a little bit of my frustration earlier today on Twitter, and generally speaking, I like to try to be very positive and upbeat and sort of take everything in stride, but it's easier to take losses in stride when they're not all that's happening to you. It just feels like, this season I have just gotten, really, really unlucky a lot. And I'm not just saying my results have been entirely due to, just bad luck, because I think that for one, that's just not true. There's certainly a number of decisions I might have been able to make differently. May have been a matter of not necessarily having the correctly built deck for the matchups that I was I ended up playing against, things like that. But when stuff like just getting horribly mana screwed and horribly mana flooded and losing every die roll and this just keeps seeming to happen to me recently, it's been frustrating because I haven't had a good finish in a while, and while my my sense of self and self-worth whatever isn't reliant on that, it certainly is nice to do well once in a while. And it's funny because last weekend I got top 32 in a Grand Prix. I went 12-3 at a Grand Prix, and that doesn't feel like a good finish because 12-3 doesn't get you. You get top 32, which is a couple of pro points, which is in the grand scheme of things not that much. As someone who is aspiring to try to be a platinum pro player, it's a drop in the bucket. And I've just done badly in all 3 Pro Tours so far this year. And doing badly in Pro Tours is particularly frustrating and particularly sort of painful because there aren't that many of them. Like doing badly in Grand Prix, whatever, you sort of brush it off. But my luck in Pro Tours has felt so bad this year, and whatever. I guess over time it evens out. I've gotten pretty lucky in the past, and certainly don't want to make some sort of claim that I'm some horribly unlucky person or anything, because I'm certainly not. I am, in the grand scheme of things, one of the luckier people I know. So that doesn't mean that it doesn't sometimes bug me when things just don't go my way for quite a while. So anyway, that finish, 115th, leaves me with 21 pro points, which is a super low number at this point in the season. It's actually, I think, the number I had before the first Pro Tour last season, because last year I did really well in Grand Prix and the World Championships and Magic World Cup and everything. And right now, 21 points. I need to get 4 points before the last Pro Tour in order to be able to make platinum by making top 8. So it's a rough spot. And right now I'm booked to go to Atlanta next weekend, come back for the Grand Prix. I got to go home and do some work and whatnot before then. But I'm actually debating whether I want to bother at all, because getting those 4 points is a endeavor. And then even from there, I still need to make top 8 in order for it to be worth anything at that point to me anyway. And given my sort of just mental state after all of the losing I've been doing, it's like, well, maybe I should just kind of take a little time off and not worry about that for now. But I mean, it's not like I'm in the position where I have to worry about not being qualified. I'm lucky enough to be in the Hall of Fame, and I'm indefinitely qualified. So I'm not trying to scrape together the points to stay on the train. And in that sense, I'm super lucky. But I would definitely like to be competing at the highest level, and I haven't felt like I have been this year. I felt like I've been just losing a lot. It sucks. I'm a super competitive person, and I am super invested in Magic, obviously. And when I just keep doing badly for a long time, it just kind of gets to me. But yeah, I don't know. This Pro Tour, I mean, I can't really feel like I deserved to do well or anything. I do feel like we had a pretty good deck. I feel like I drafted well. I feel like I played well. So in a sense, it's frustrating because I can't, oftentimes after a tournament I can point to oh, there, I made this mistake, I made this mistake, my deck should have been designed this way or whatever. But for this tournament, I feel like I played well, I feel like I drafted well, and I didn't really have a hand in building my deck because I ended up playing the bug deck for the rest of the team played. So it's hard for me to point to anything. It's like, oh, I should have done this because I didn't really have any. There's no moments that I can point to. That's why it's frustrating, because I feel like it was a result of these sort of cascading misfortunes. But that said, I could have tested more. I could have been in a position where I had a deck that I was happier with, that was maybe better suited for the field. It's hard to say the deck wasn't well suited for the field when Raptor made top 8 and Jamie P and Reed made top 8 with a very similar deck. I loved Chapin's deck. I actually when I saw the deck and all the various things going on, I was saying that I was super jealous of it because it's exactly the sort of deck that I like to play, and I kind of wish I'd had time to find something like that myself, but yeah, anyway, it's, I don't know, I guess I'm just sort of sharing the side of the Pro Tour you don't necessarily see. We always celebrate the winners and don't necessarily get the perspective from the people who, well, didn't win. And that's me. I'm not winning. Not at all lately. So yeah. So anyway, I'm actually about to go out to Raptors Victory Dinner, where, yeah, I will at least be able to celebrate the success of others and, at least the small part that I may have played in contributing to that. So, very small part for this one. I didn't really do a lot to help anyone else for this Pro Tour because I was busy most of the time. But anyway, that's it for now. It's my last little vlog entry. I hate that word, vlog, video log, whatever, for this event. I'll look into, maybe doing some more of these in the future, depending on how they're received. So let me know what you think. And, yeah, let's hope that we all, me and you out there viewing this, can win a bit more than I have been lately. So, thanks for watching. I'll see you later.